Hi, this is Eric Marshall of ericmarshall.net, and I'm going to talk to you about how I use Scrivener. Now, this might not be the perfect way to use Scrivener or the way everybody uses it, but this is the way I use it. What we see here is the file for the memoir that I'm writing, which is about my time in graduate school. You can see here that I've got it arranged in the binder into the separate folders. Pre-grad school, that belongs up there, but here, so the teaching somehow got taken out, so I'm just going to drag that into here. Bloop. Pre-grad school, grad school, post, and asides and further thoughts. These are things that I just don't know what to do with. And then as I expand these, you can see that I've got different things going on here. You can see that I have files inside of a folder, but I also have files inside other files, and it doesn't make any difference whatsoever how you do that. In fact, I can change this to a folder if I want to, or back into a file. It's really just aesthetic reasons to do it that way. What I like about Scrivener is it's so easy just to focus on text. As you can see, it's all text. I don't have to worry too much about formatting right away. Some of the more popular word processors I feel really give you way too much in terms of formatting, and I find that when I do long projects on those, I get bogged down worrying about that stuff rather than worrying about the actual text. I find it really easy just to sit down and write with this program. One of the things I've found recently is the outline function, which is really nice. You can see that I have labels here. I've made labels: personal, professional, philosophical, aside, and rant. And then the statuses to do first draft done, revised, etc. And if I expand these, you'll see I have a lot of NAs. These are things that I just haven't finished yet. The ones that say first draft done are obviously first draft done. And I like the color-codedness of them, because some of these are just personal anecdotes. Some of these are professional kind of anecdotes, I guess, advice, things like that. Asides are just entertaining little stories, or at least I hope they're entertaining. Things like that, just to visually orient yourself. And I had the word counts here on each of these. This is configurable. You can put all kinds of information in here. And I thought it was nice to have the word counts. Another way to look at this, a lot of people like, is the Corkboard. You can see the main folders here. If I click on just one of them, you can see the subheadings. And say I want teaching to be after Phoenix Data, but before undergrad, or maybe undergrad has to be up here actually. So you can just rearrange them. It's pretty easy to do. It's really nice for that. Another thing that I've found really helpful is the targets. You can see here that my draft target for this is 30,000 words. I figured that's a good place to stop, revise, see what's good, and then add from there. That's kind of my critical mass point. And then my session target today is 5,000 words. I've only written 3,089 of those 5,000 because I got distracted by doing this screencast here, but I'll get back to that and hopefully write those other 2,000 later in the day. But you can see that there are different colors. When you first start as red, and it turns deep orange, and then this yellow, and then you can see that it gets green and like a deeper green. It's very satisfying to watch that little bar go up. And you can obviously do whatever you want in terms of targets and all that. It's just a real nice way to keep you on track, on target, and let you know where you're going. There are so many things in this program. I probably use 10-20% of the features in this thing, and it works great for me. There's a research pane down here where I want to research job search statistics, and there are notes you can use too. So, for example, I know somewhere in here I have notes, like right here, research the history of adjunct positions, because I'm curious as to where they started, how they got where they are. And even visually here, you can see that the files, you see this little icon here, it shows that there's text. If it's blank, that means there's no text in it, which is a nice way to see what you've done and what you haven't done. Some other ways to use the program. I can show you. I write reviews for the Odeon review, and I have two columns, a streaming column and what we call review analysis. And I just compose in here in the in Scrivener, and when I'm done, I copy and paste it into the WordPress for the site, and then do the formatting in there, links and things like that. And this way, I have a nice record of all the reviews that I've done. It's really nice. Another way I use it is ideas. I come up with ideas, and I just put them in here. And maybe someday I'll go back. I'm like, hey, I want to write something. And here's this list of ideas I have of things that I thought at one point I might want to write. I have another file for short stories. Each short story gets its own file like this. It's there's all kinds of ways to use this, and that's what I like about it, is that there really is no one way to use this program. You can do whatever feels right to you, and it's so easy. It doesn't stick you with one way or another. You can really just customize it however you want, and then when you're done, you can export it. There are a million export functions that you can do. You can use rich text format, PDF, doc. There are ways to use it to export to Mobi, if you want to upload right to Amazon, EPUB, stuff like that. There's all kinds of ways to do that, and it will even it'll even format it for fiction or nonfiction, give you the proper headers and title pages and all that. It's pretty nice. And even when you start a new project, I usually just use blank, but you can use fiction, nonfiction, even script writing. If you're doing fiction, it comes up with some helpful things on the side. It gives you a manuscript, a title page, scenes. It has a space for characters and places, stuff like that. So it gives you little helpers. I never use this, but it's a nice thing to have available. So that's how I use Scrivener. If you have any other ways to use it or ideas, you can leave them in the comments. And I hope to do some more of these in the future. Thanks.